welcome to our kitchen. Today, we're preparing a mouth-watering seared chuck-eye steak. A delicious, affordable cut that's just as tender as a ribeye. In this video, we'll walk you through every step of making this dish, including how to sear the steak to perfection and create a rich, flavorful pan sauce. Stick around to the end for our pro tips on serving it steakhouse-style with roasted potatoes, asparagus, and sautéed mushrooms. Let's dive right in. Step 1. Prepping the steaks. Before we get cooking, it's crucial to let your chuck-eye steaks come to room temperature. This helps ensure an even sear. While you're waiting, take a moment to pat the steaks dry with a paper towel. This removes excess moisture and gives us that nice, crispy crust we're looking for. Generously season both sides with salt and freshly ground black pepper. Remember, seasoning is key to bringing out the natural flavors of the beef. Step 2. Searing the steaks. Now that our steaks are prepped, let's move on to searing. Heat a tablespoon of olive oil in a skillet over high heat until it's shimmering. Once the oil is hot, place the steaks into the pan and immediately lower the heat to medium-high. We're aiming for a deep golden brown crust on each side. Cook the steaks for about 4 minutes on the first side. At this point, add a tablespoon of butter and a couple of sprigs of fresh thyme to the pan. These little touches will add tons of flavor. Flip the steaks and let them cook for another 4 to 6 minutes, depending on how well done you like them. The butter will baste the meat, making it juicy and tender. Once done, transfer the steaks to a plate and let them rest for 5 minutes. Resting is super important. It allows the juices to redistribute, keeping the steak moist and flavorful. Step 3. Making the pan sauce. While the steaks are resting, we're going to use the same skillet to whip up a quick and easy pan sauce. First, remove the skillet from the heat and toss in 2 cloves of crushed garlic and a minced shallot. Let them sizzle for just a minute or two in the residual heat. Then, return the pan to medium-low heat and pour in half a cup of beef broth. Stir well, bringing the sauce to a boil. Once the broth starts boiling, let it reduce for about 3 minutes until it thickens slightly. Reducing the broth intensifies the flavor, making the sauce rich and savory. After the reduction, turn off the heat and whisk in 2 tablespoons of butter. This will make the sauce silky and luxurious. And just like that, your pan sauce is ready to drizzle over the steak. Serving your steakhouse-style dinner. Now for the fun part, plating your meal. Serve the seared chuck-eye steaks with the rich pan sauce generously spooned over the top. For that authentic steakhouse feel, we recommend pairing the steaks with roasted potatoes, sautéed asparagus and mushrooms. The earthy flavors of the mushrooms and the crisp texture of the asparagus perfectly complement the juicy, flavorful steak. Final thoughts and nutrition facts. This seared chuck-eye steak is not only a delicious option for a special dinner, but also a great way to impress your guests with minimal effort. Plus, it's a more affordable cut compared to a ribeye, but just as tender and satisfying. Before we wrap up, let's talk nutrition. Each serving of this dish comes in at around 780 calories, with 56 grams of fat, 4 grams of carbs, and a whopping 65 grams of protein. It's a hearty, protein-packed meal that's sure to leave you feeling full and satisfied. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this recipe, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more delicious recipes.